Look at this then, exactly 20 to 9. Let's have a dig around some of the other stories this morning. And I'll begin with this. Have you ever heard of the filmmaker Taika Waititi?
Oh, yes.
There we go.
Thor and things like that.
There we are. It's a good name, isn't it?
It's a great name.
Brilliant. Well, you're obviously
well
very well. Thank you very much. There we are. I thought I'd get in first with that. Taika is going to produce an animated adaptation of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory for Netflix.
Excellent.
Roald Dahl books. Are you familiar with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of the ones. I think
Gene Wilder classic film, isn't there?
that was on. It was on. Was it over Christmas? We were watching it in reception here. It was on the telly.
Working hard.
Of course, just a quick coffee break.
I must have missed that one.
And it's great. The Johnny Depp one of more recent times.
Not a fan personally.
Yeah, it's a bit of an oddity, I think, the Johnny Depp.
I know they were a little bit more faithful to the book in places, with a bit more of that Willy Wonka's backstory, which you don't get so much of in the Gene Wilder version. However, it wasn't at my cup of tea.
No, and I think it was. Yeah, I think Willy Wonka was a bit of a darker character, which Johnny Depp, as you say, sort of brought out. But yeah, I think it'll always be the Gene Wilder one for me. With Roy Kinnear is in that, isn't he? Is he Veruca Salt's dad? Or
he may well be.
Yeah,
so
not up on the cast.
There was Veruca Salt, or Augustus Gloop, Mike TV, Violet Beauregard. That was the other one.
Oh,
yeah.
is she the spoilt?
Yes.
I want a pony.
He was her dad, Roy Kinnear. I think it was Violet's dad he played. Anyway, this new animated adaptation, as we say, the Oscar winner, will direct this. Taika Waititi, just going to say that again. So this is going to be on Netflix. 2 series, so animated this will be. I wonder who they'll get to do the voices. Probably famous actors, I would have thought, yeah. So if you like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, it is a classic. The Great Glass Elevator, not quite as good, I don't think. The follow-on from...
I didn't see or read it.
I don't know if have they ever done an adaptation
I don't know if they have done
No, I don't
don't
think they have, but that was the follow-on book anyway.
I haven't read it.
So Netflix are very much sort of involved in the whole Roald Dahl thing, because they've also teased that new versions of Matilda, the BFG, and the Twits will be coming soon. I used to love the Twits. It was always like he had cornflakes in his beard and all that kind of thing.
The Giraffe, the Pelly and Me was my favourite Roald Dahl book, and you just never hear about it.
No, that is one that it's sort of not up there, is it?
I loved it.
There we
that
go.
was mine. So
Now you have an intriguing story, I think, this morning.
My story is related to, well, it's not related to, but it reminds me of a story that you shared with us, Sian, a few months ago, because it's in a similar ilk, but a little closer to home. This is a missing cat reunited with its owner. And you did one of these that happened in the US. Not quite so far away, but this missing cat was reunited with its owner after 11 years on the street,
Blimey.
8 miles from her home.
Goodness me.
That's not very far in 11 years.
No, it's not at all. Apparently this cat, Missy, escaped from a car when she was popping out to get milk. Obviously the cat went with her in the car. No, I'm not one to judge, that's fine. Got lost and has been living on the street for 11 years. Recently been reunited when it was taken to the vet by a stranger that found the cat very skinny living on the street, found it was microchipped, or she was microchipped, brought her back home. She's now 17 years old and reunited with her owner, and only feeding kitten food because she's lost a lot of her teeth. It's actually quite a sad story. But it's, she's got a happy end to the life, but it's don't know why I brought it up, really.
Well, I mean, 11 years is impressive, because it was a few weeks back we were talking about Cecil. Do you remember when Cecil was reunited after about 2 weeks missing here on the island around, was it Farm Hill Lane, I think it was. So,
it is amazing. And I'm sure the cat is so relieved now to be back in a nice little bed. And
it's been off, had the adventures, and now
there we go.
I mean, in reading it, it doesn't seem like lots of good adventures. I think it's been struggling
for
a little
11
bit.
years. I'm glad the cat is safely back at home. And
absolutely.
Now you've got is this to do with ice cream, Sian?
It is to do with ice cream. This is a man in Texas who has been sent to jail for 30 days for licking an ice cream.
No.
So
did it have drugs in it?
No, these were shenanigans for social media. He filmed himself licking an ice cream and then put it back in the freezer because hilarious. And yes, Walmart were not impressed.
No,
because obviously there's now this ice cream with somebody else's.
That's revolting.
Mouth.
I am fully with the Walmart here.
Well, they had to throw out all of the ice cream in the chest because it could have been, cross-contaminated all in this big freezer. So it's cost them $1,565 in produce.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they're not happy, so they've prosecuted him, and he is now going to jail
For how long?
licking an ice cream for 30 days, and has also been ordered to do 100 hours of unpaid work, fined, and has to pay the cost of the contaminated ice cream.
Well, I think he will learn his lesson.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's it's a stiff old sentence, it has to
Yeah.
be said. But you're
Yes.
right, people cannot, particularly now with everything that's going on,
Well,
virus-wise,
yes, that is-
you cannot be doing that kind of thing.
It's just
And
a little bit ignorant, maybe.
Yeah, I think you're right. Gosh, goodness me.
Hmm.
I was going to ask about favourite flavours of ice cream then, but
Not spit.
No, I think that's a very good point.